Welcome back to another video. My name is Chris and you are watching Smelly King Fragrance Reviews. And it's been a while. Today I want to talk about the House of Creed. It is one of my favorite fragrance houses. I recently had 21, I now have 20 Creed fragrances. I sold off 1849 Millesime. Super excited to get that one in, but I don't know, I wore it to work one day, the first day that I got it, and I had some coworkers, one that said it smelled like bug spray, one person said I smelled like a rich old lady. Not that that has any bearing on whether I keep a fragrance or not. I personally didn't like it as well. It was woody, floral, and spicy just in a way that I didn't like. Another fragrance that's on this list here that's sort of similar, you know, in that vein that I liked a lot more. So I ended up selling that one shortly after I got it. But I've got 20 left and I'm going to rate them, number 20 all the way to number 1. And yeah, let's do it. At number 20, we have Creed Neroli Sauvage. This is a like neroli, lemon, ambergris, just a fresh, clean scent, inoffensive. Smells really good, as all Creed fragrances do, and they really do nail like the fresh and clean side of things, but it doesn't last. I get max 2 hours with it. It would be further up my list, but some of the ones that are on the lower end are actually on there because of they just don't perform for me. Yeah, that's number 20, Neroli Sauvage. Number 19, we have Melis Imperial, and I'm sure that some people are gonna not like that this is so far down my list. Smells fantastic, a marine, green, spicy type scent. It really does smell fantastic, and it's a shame that this one's also on the lower performing side for me. I had a 2017 year batch, and this is one of the newer batches, and neither one of them really stuck to me. I get probably 3 hours, maybe 4 if I'm lucky. This would definitely crack the top 10 if it lasted longer. Number 19, Melis Imperial. At number 18, we have Royal Water. To me, it smells like very expensive soap. So it has like spices to it, some citrus to it, some peppermint, some juniper berry. I love that smell, but I get 4, maybe 5 hours with this one. Again, another one of those that it just kind of falls because of its performance. At number 17, we have Irolfa. It came out the year that I was born, 1992. And it's another one of the fresh and clean offerings from the House of Creed. It has notes of basil, melon, rosemary, ginger, and coriander. So very spicy citrus fragrance that's fresh and clean. Again, that's what Creed does well, and they nail them all smell-wise. Same with the Irolfa, but it's at number 17. Number 16. I wasn't sure what to think of this one when I ordered it because some of the reviews were kind of like all over the place, and the note breakdown is also kind of all over the place. But I actually enjoyed the fragrance. I've only worn it once. It's one of my recent acquisitions. It is Tabon Millesime. And I think what makes it so interesting is the ginger note that's in it, but it has some weird composition of like tobacco and ginger and coffee and rum. Black currant I think is also in there. I mean, it smells fantastic. Ginger and tobacco is basically what I'm getting. There's probably some citrus in there, maybe some orange. It lasted a good 6-7 hours on me, but with it only having one wearing, it hasn't worked its way up the list any further than it is right now. I'm sure that it will, but as of right now, it is at number 16. At number 15, we have Viking Cologne. Viking Cologne came out in 2021, and it is a flanker to the original Viking, which came out before and is also in this list. Almost like a creamy barbershop fragrance. I really do love this one. It actually is at the top of the list of the fragrances that don't last as long as I would like them to. This is one that I'm lucky to get 4 hours out of, but I love the smell of it. At number 15, it's Creed Viking Cologne. At number 14, we have a discontinued fragrance from Creed, Creed's Royal Mayfair. And this is like a pine, rose, kind of, I don't really know how to describe the smell. It smells of luxury to me. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm a big fan of rose fragrances, so I like the rose that's in it. It's kind of a jammy rose, and there's powder and there's pine. It just smells like what I would assume somebody in like a really fancy suit would potentially like to smell like. It's a great fragrance. It's very unique. This is probably one of the more, along with Tabon, probably one of the more out there fragrances for Creed. So if you're not really familiar with the house, it would not be ones that I would jump right into first. These are on the more challenging side, even though they're very, very wearable. But I do really enjoy Royal Mayfair. I don't have any issues with it longevity wise. This is my second bottle I bought. sold and then bought it back, and I'm glad that it's back in my collection. This one's a really good one. It's a timeless classic fragrance. It's really good. So that's Royal Mayfair at number 14. At number 13, we have Creed's Original Vetiver. And I think this is a 2020 batch. I know some of the newer ones, people were complaining about them not having as long of longevity, but this one gets pretty good, 6 to 7 hours for me. It's just probably the best clean, fresh vetiver fragrance. A lot of vetiver fragrances can like lean dark, which I don't mind. I enjoy that side of it, but not very many vetiver fragrances are fresh and clean like this. Another one that's sort of on the soapy side. And I honestly love the color. I like the gradient bottles. Some of the ones that Creed does are in that gradient style. I really do like that bottle color. So at number 13, we have Original Vetiver. Number 12, we have Bois de Portugal. This was the one that I was referring to earlier when I was talking about 1849. That's on that woody, spicy, like super old school, masculine fragrance. Like 1849 felt like that way, but on the feminine side, and more on like the lavender instead of the white floral side. And it has patchouli and some woods in there as well, which make it a little bit darker, but this one is fantastic, lasts all day. I looked for this one for quite some time back when I first got it, so I'm glad that it's in my collection. Number 12, Bois de Portugal. At number 11, we have Creed's Aventus Cologne, the flanker to Aventus, sort of a different take on Aventus. It still has pineapple in it, but they've added mandarin orange in there, and there's some ginger, and it's less smoky, more fruity, and it smells fantastic. But this one is another one of the ones that's on the lower end of probably 6 hours if I'm lucky, but I don't really quite so mind that with this one because it just smells fantastic. So at number 11, it is Aventus Cologne. At number 10, we've cracked the top 10. Original Santal, another one of those like gradient bottles with the red at the bottom, which looks fantastic. Love the smell of this. It reminds me of like raspberries and dryer sheets, like mixed. It's just a weird combination to think about when I'm talking about it, but to actually smell it, it makes sense. It's like the freshest, cleanest fruit and like dryer sheet smell combined that I can think of. It lasts at least 7 to 8 hours on my skin. It's just something about the fragrance that I absolutely love. There's like this candied element to it. Number 10 is Original Santal. At number 9, we have Absolute Aventus. Limited a run, apparently. Man, this smells fantastic. When it first came out, people were talking about it smelling like Dior Sauvage Elixir. So when I got it in, I was really expecting that to be the case. I love Dior Sauvage Elixir. It's one of my favorite designer fragrances. It smells like a darker version of Aventus, if that makes any more sense, but also it's juicier, almost smells like candied to me. It lasts about the same as my Aventus, if not a little bit more than the Aventus. I've only worn this one time since I've got it in, so I'm sure that the more that I wear this will also work its way up the list. But for right now, just off of that one wearing, I was like, yeah, this is definitely top 10. Number 8, we have Creed's Silver Mountain Water. It's kind of an inky metallic smell with some tea notes and citruses, and it lasts at least 8 hours. This thing is a beast. It's just a very, very unique smell to me. And to me, if what I think about when I smell this sometimes, smells like you're standing at the top of the mountains, snowy mountain, and it's a really windy day. Got that with like a metallic ozonic notes, which I really get in this fragrance. Number 8, Silver Mountain Water. Number 7, we're going from the top of the mountains to the beach with Virgin Island Water. Almost like a lime margarita type smell. It is perfect for the beach. No issues with longevity. It is the perfect beach scent from Creed. Like if you're looking for something to wear to the beach from Creed, Arolfa is a good one. This one is better. At number 6, we have Creed's Himalaya. Another one of those fragrances that sort of gives me that feeling that Silver Mountain Water does. It feels like standing at the top of the mountain and taking in a deep breath. It's metallic, but it's also similar to Royal Water in that it has citruses and juniper berry in it as well. So it's kind of like a mix to me in between Royal Water and Silver Mountain Water, that perfect mix. And it also lasts for a pretty good amount of time as well. Himalaya is number 6. At number 5, it is Creed's Sublime Vanilla, and it's the only Creed that I own that is in this presentation, their Lace Exclusives line. And let me tell you, like the way that this bottle looks and feels in the hand, it just feels like money. Like it feels like it costs a lot of money. And I think the fragrance, like the price for these retail goes for over $1,000, which is quite pricey. So if you're a vanilla lover, it's the perfect blend of like lemon and vanilla. It smells airy and almost dessert-like. That's number 5, Creed Sublime Vanilla. Number 4, we have the famed Creed Ventus. Pineapple, oak moss, smoky, sometimes vanilla, depending on which batch you get. It's called the King for a reason. It is a fantastic summer fragrance all year round, really. I think Absolute Ventus is probably better for later in the year, and this is for the high heat if you really wanted to do something like that. But it could be an all year round fragrance. Creed's Ventus. Top 3. At number 3, we have Creed Viking, the older brother to the Viking Cologne. I don't know how someone couldn't like this. I know that there are people who do, but to me it just smells fantastic. It is the perfect barbershop scent. And it also is one of those that has a very interesting note breakdown with like absinthe and peppermint, rose, lavender and lemon, vetiver, and orris butter. It just smells of pure class. Like Viking Cologne smells like the younger crowd version of this. This smells like the high class, more mature, just top of the line, green, spicy citrus fragrance. Love this stuff. Number 3, Viking. At number 2, we have Creed's Royal Oud. I've described this many a times as it smells like luxurious dirt. I don't really know how to describe that any better. It just smells rich. I don't wear this enough, actually. Now that I'm smelling it, I need to wear it more. It is the epitome of class. Number 2, Royal Oud. And number 1, I'm sure you've probably been able to guess what it is at this point since I've gone through most of the other ones. I wore this fragrance the day that I bought the new house. It is Creed's Green Irish Tweed. It's almost like every single day that I wear this fragrance, it is the perfect day to wear this fragrance. Always randomly getting whiffs of it throughout the day. It's just like beaming off the skin for hours and hours. Almost another like soapy, clean type of fragrance with some peppermint and some florals. Cool Water from Davidoff is somewhat similar to like the type of fragrance that this is. But on a budget, Cool Water would, be closest to that. When it comes to Creed fragrances, Green Irish Tweed is my favorite. It is number 1. It says it's called Green Irish Tweed. It kind of smells to me like money. It's just, it is Creed's best fragrance. In fact, I'm gonna spray it on right now and wear it tonight. It smells that good. This is actually probably the first time that I am wearing, maybe the second time that I'm wearing this since moving into here. I've got so many other fragrances that everything gets kind of worn 2 to 3 times a year, but it's been a little bit since I've worn it. So anyway, number 1 from Creed is Green Irish Tweed. And that is my top 20 with 1849 being number 21. I'm not really looking to dive much more into the House of Creed. I was looking at maybe Spice and Wood from the less exclusives line, maybe Jardin Amalfi, but I don't think that there's much more that I really want to dive into. I did get a chance to smell Creed's Queen of Silk, and it smells actually pretty fantastic. It smells very silky. It smells like what I would imagine like a creamy, luxurious, musky silk would smell like. It's great and almost kind of like buttery. If that makes any sense. I don't know. I just use words to describe things, but that's my top 20. Thank you for watching. It has been a while and it is nice to be back. Hopefully we'll have some more videos coming in the future. Probably gonna do another house review for the next one. We'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.